Everybody, it is Sunday afternoon. It's beautiful outside right now. Sun's going down. The kiddo's working on his homework. Wife is recovering from our day of getting autographs. I'm not going to post this today because I feel like I post too much, and that gets kind of annoying, right? So I'm sorry about that. Cash and Dad need some giggles. They're like, hey, we just hit 3,000 subs. And we want to hear some funny stories. And you know what? I thought that was a great idea. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, what funny stories can I tell and not ruin my political aspirations? Trust me, there's photos. I'll never be able to get into politics. But I was like, let's think of funny things I can think of. And then I'm like, I don't know if that's just funny to me. So, and I thought it would be kind of fun to tell funny stories that revolved around sports. I'm going to tell just a few quick ones, if that's okay with you. None of them are knee slappers, so, but they're funny to me, so I figured I'd tell you. I played a lot of sports growing up. It was kind of my jam. It's not my son's jam. My wife was very athletic as well. And I don't know how, between she and I and the size of our baby giant, that he does not care for sports at all. I'm not going to tell him that it breaks my heart, but it does. Oh, God. So I played baseball, football. I did track, and I did wrestling all the way through high school. And I blew out my knee my senior year. And that was it. I was hoping to get a football scholarship. I really wanted to play baseball at LSU. It's one of the reasons why I love that school. But that was the end of it. But my senior year, before I blew out my knee, it was one of those when you're doing 2-a-days. It's hot. It's Texas. You're out there sweating, and you're just drinking as much fluid as you can to stay hydrated because you're sweating it all out. And my buddy, who's still my buddy, one of my best friends today, was playing center, and I was playing defensive tackle. And he looked at me, and then he looked down, and he just vomited all that water he just drank. It was all clear water. It was gross. And I went, Coach, Groves just puked. Can we move? And he's like, no, just shut up and get on the ball. I was like, no. And then the smile on Aaron's face where he was just like, you have to now play in my puke. Will stick with me. And I still hate him a little bit for that today, which is awesome. Another one, we used to go to a lot of live sporting events. I don't do that so much anymore. But one of the things that my friends like to do, like us, a group of like eight or 10 of us, we used to go to games all the time. Mavs games. We'd drive all the way out to Arlington to go to Rangers games. Not so much the Stars games for some reason, just those two for the most part. But at the old Rangers ballpark, they had a TGI Fridays. It changed names a couple times, but it was a TGI Fridays during this time period of the story. And it had a couple separate rooms set up. And one of the back rooms, what we used to do, it's Texas, like I said, it's hot. So what we used to do is we'd go into TGI Fridays for like the first 4 innings and wait for it to cool down a little bit, and then we'd go down and take our seats. Actually, let's face it, we'd go down and take somebody else's seats because we got the cheap seats. And then we knew there was this section and like really the corner of right field that nobody sat in. And so we would go all the way down and heckle whoever was playing right field. It was great. But no, we never paid for the seats. Oh, anyway, there in the back room, there was really cool murals of like Texas athletes, not just Rangers, but they had Cowboys and just people in Texas in general. And they had this really cool mural of Earl Campbell. And I'll try to post a picture if I can find it. I'm not sure that I will be able to. So it was like a real picture, and then an artist took paint and like made a rendition of it. And it's just him plowing over some guy at SMU. He was like a truck. And then one of the guys that we always hung out with, we learned that the guy getting plowed over was actually his dad. Who was much smaller than Earl Campbell, but let's face it, most people were. So every time we went in there, we're like, hey, let's go sit next to his dad and let him watch us eat whatever we're eating. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, so that was a continuous joke. Every time we went to the ballpark, we had to go say hey to my buddy's dad, who was getting just crushed. We asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, I remember that. It was like getting hit by a truck. So funny. And then what's another one? Oh, another one at the ballpark. I had my 21st birthday there, and it was in the middle of the week. And my grandmother, God, I love her. I miss her so much. She paid to have my name come up on the board. And it says, "Happy birthday, Justin. Happy 21st birthday." And she told the guys, she didn't tell me, make sure that I'm out and can see the board on the 4th inning. Right? So we did what we normally do. We went up to TGI Fridays. Might have changed names by this point. And I went to order a beer. I want a Shiner Buck. So I went and ordered my Shiner, and I said, she's like, okay, can I see your ID? I was like, sure you can. Here's my ID. And she's like, sorry, it's expired. Because my ID expired on my birthday. I was like, oh, this sucks. It's on my 21st birthday. I can't even buy a beer. And so I was frustrated because I really wanted to buy my first legal beer. And later I went down and sat in a different section, and the waitress came up, and I gave her my ID. I said, how old am I? And she went, 21. I was like, I'll take a Shiner Bock. And she said, sure. So that was fun. I didn't get out there for the 4th one, but yeah, it was always funny to me that you got to find the right waitress. What's another one? I went to the Cowboys game once with my Uncle Bob. My Uncle Bob was one of those guys who could just light up a room. You know, those guys who just love being at the center of attention, and people love to love him. And lost him several years ago, but he was quite a character. And we'd go to Cowboys games together, and I don't think I've been to a Cowboys game without him, actually. We went to quite a few, but parking at stadium is awful, absolutely terrible. And it's one of the things I hate about it. You got to pay a gazillion dollars to park. It takes forever. And then getting out is a nightmare. Absolutely a nightmare. Might as well give yourself another hour to get out of the parking lot. And so it was late. It was one of those, I think it was Dak's rookie season. So, I mean, people were pumped. Cowboys were looking so good. And we were stuck in that mob trying to get out. And I'm like, man, what are we going to do, Bob? I got to pee already. It's going to be a 40-minute drive home anyway. You're not even out of this parking lot. And he's like, he looked at some guy in a pickup truck next to us. And he said, hey. He said, go, just go straight. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, go straight. Like, get out of our way. He's like, wow, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to go over that hill right there. I'm getting out of this mess. With some extra 4-letter words in there. And that guy's like, that sounds like a good idea. And my uncle's like, hell yeah, we're men in trucks. We don't need to wait around for this. And so he's like, hell yeah, we're men in trucks. And so both of us just, in both the trucks, just went over this big old hill, took a right where everybody's getting forced to take a left. It was awesome. So we used to run around and go, hell yeah, I can do whatever I want. We're men in trucks, damn it. So very funny. Anyway, those are the random sports-related things that put a smile on my face that still stick with me. And I hope that's all right. Go say hey to Cash and Dad. Father, son, doing it right. Ripping baseball cards and wrestling and going to track meets. barbecuing, fishing, doing what you're supposed to be doing. So, yeah, go show them some love. And I'll talk to y'all later. Congratulations on 3K. Bye.
Look, I'm a nerd about a lot of things.